Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my dolly sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
He likes it! Hey, Mikey!
Penny, Penny, Penny.
Well, what's on the television then? Looks like a penguin.
Well, some kind of wackadoodle bird. Not sure which kind. Hang on, y'all. I gotta set an alarm. I'm trying to multitask. I'll explain it to you in a minute. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Here we are. It's Monday again, I think. Ouch. 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 Okay. I'm doing something really weird. A friend of mine wants something on eBay, but he does not have an account, and it's a very rare item, and he's already given me the money to bid on it, and so anyway, the auction ends in 37 minutes, and I gotta try and get it for him. It rightfully should be with him anyway. It's a copy of, it's an original copy of a record he made years back, and he doesn't have a copy of it anymore because his house burned down several years back and he lost everything. And there were so few of them made that they're really hard to find. So somebody's selling one right now and he's trying to get it for himself. But where he's at, I think he has an eBay account, but he doesn't have any internet at the moment because their weather is just biting. So I'm going to try to snipe a last minute bid in for him. So if I'm a little distracted for the first part of this show, that's why. I think there were only 250 copies of this record originally pressed. So it's like I said, it's not my money. I'm just trying to get it for him. That would just absolutely be incredibly awesome if I could make that work. I hate that. I mean, he lost his gold records. He lost everything in that fire. So I'd like to be able to do something to help make that up. And so I'm watching this auction for him and hoping that we can get that record back where it needs to be, which is with the person that wrote the song and doesn't even have a copy of it. So right now we're going to open some pennies. I still haven't gotten back to these pennies. I have sent everyone's packages out except I'm still working on Mikey's ornament, and I have not sent Kevin K's quarters out yet. Other than that, everybody else's stuff has gone out. Some of you will be getting your items in Christmas cards simply because it was easy to mail them that way. Don't be offended if you didn't get a card. I was just using up ones I had. So, we'll see how that works out. So, let me get that out of there. Let me change cameras. Alright, now I'm gonna pick all the shieldies out. I have good news and good news. I did my telephone interview today for my apartment, which I have been told should be available for me to move in the middle of January, which is much better than in the middle of the Christmas holiday. Obviously, I'm not doing much for Christmas down here. Working on getting rid of stuff. I got to get a hold of the people that are supposed to be taking the tattered remains of my car, also known as Unstable Mabel. I'm going to miss Mabel. She's been a good car, but she's too wore out. She don't really run anymore. I can drive her a couple of miles, and then I got to put more coolant in. And I've put too much money in the car, so I got to get that done. I got to get the storage emptied. I got to get the rest of my stuff packed up. So that was the sound of a bunch of steel pennies. Let me see here. My phone's been dinging. Gotta see what is going on. Oh, thank you, Kevin. try to stay off of that, at least until this bidding thing happens in around 30 minutes. I have a funny feeling that this record is going to end up selling for more than the buy it now cost. That I should have just gone ahead and told him to do the buy it now. But we'll see. The thing about it is, when he gets it, if he autographs it and resells it, he can make some big money because it's his record. But I don't think that's what he wants it for. I think he just wants it because he does not have one. So, trying to help him get that. So, those of you who have not heard, last Tuesday, I went to have a CAT scan done and some other testing. And where's my cheat sheet? How am I going to do this without my cheat sheet? I'm about a dummy today. Anyway, I went to get scanned, and what they were looking for was to see if there was any sign of that blood clot left that had butted up to my heart. And it is gone, gone. It is no longer in my body, and therefore they I can't find my cheating book. Oh dear. Anyway, I no longer have to take the I'm not with it tonight. Blood thinners. I don't have to take the blood thinners anymore. I just take a single baby aspirin every day. Just one of those. And those of you who have been wondering about all these bruises and stuff that I get on my arms and my hands and everything, they're caused by the blood thinners. So that means I should not have so many of these skin tears and blood thinner bruises. And the blood thinners give you brain fog real bad. So I guess it's supposed to take a couple weeks for them to get out of my system. So maybe I'll be better off. But I'm very happy because I don't have to take those anymore. They're really nasty meds. Okay, I found my book here. So, you're going to hear a lot of clinkety clink because I have a different container tonight that doesn't have a whole lot of coins in it. So until it gets a little bit full, And if my fingernails, I can't find my gloves, if my fingernails look a little gold, it's paint. We're trying to finish Mikey's ornament up to send to his mom. It's probably going to be late. I'm going to try to finish it when I get done with this show. This may not be a real long show because I just have so many things I'm trying to accomplish in a tiny amount of time. So, y'all bear with me. Hey, James. I'm sorry if I'm missing people. I'm trying to watch that other screen. And this. So, yeah, just a lot of stuff happening. But yeah, I got my interview all done, and she sent me some papers. I have to sign them and fax them back, which I will fax them back in the morning. And I still have some jewelry pieces I have to finish up for folks here in the building. So I just got a lot going on. I'm not doing a Christmas thing this year other than my move is my Christmas gift. What am I looking for? Oh, DDO. Oh, goodness. It is snowing. That's another thing. We weren't supposed to have snow today. We were supposed to be done with that yesterday. What this is the tail end of that rain that came out of Florida. Only when it got up here, it was so cold, the rain froze. And so we're getting snowed upon. I went outside today yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I will show the snake skin. I did find it. I knew it was in here. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That thing's awesome. Yeah, I knew it was in here, but it was in a white envelope, and I laid it down on a white box, so I couldn't easily spot it. But as I've been packing things and moving things around and get cleaned up. There's one roll. Had nothing. Nothing, honey. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. $20 more minutes. Well, actually, the auction ends in 20 minutes. I got to try and get his bid in before it ends. There's 2 people that have been bidding on it, and I don't want to do it too soon and have them jump in and drive the price up, but I don't want to do it too late and have no chance of getting it for him. Like I said, it's not my money. I just told him I'd do the best I could do to try and... There's Mr. Lincoln's live. Yeah, I think I would feel bad if I had made a record and didn't even own a copy of it, especially because of how he lost his, and he lost his gold records, he lost everything, lost his animals, lost his house. So this is something he's wanted to have. I'm going to try and get it. So, on his behalf. But wouldn't that be a wonderful gift? Yeah, that was it. That is a really nice one. It's very clean. Very clean. Let's see what the obverse looks like. They have that weird texture to them sometimes, where they almost look like leather or something. I'm picking out the shields. Yeah, I could not believe how cold it was today. I went to take my garbage out, and it didn't look like it was that bad out there. But man, the wind was blowing, and I couldn't wait to get back in the house. It was bad, triple bad. I was going to go get some cardboard boxes out of the back of my car. My car is functioning as cardboard box storage unit out here in the parking lot right now. But I decided it was too cold, so I worked on some other things instead, because it's unfit for man or beast out there. Really bad. 17 minutes. Okay. Put that up there. And Eddie. Eddie Tree. I've been putting them in with the 82s right now. Uh-oh. We got a weedie and I exposed it. Doggone it. Messed up the game plan. But it's a good weedie. It's a 54S. We got something. We got something. Woohoo. Yoo-hoo-hoo. There's the reverse of the 54S. Sorry I exposed it. We could have played a game. Oh, well. It happens. I wasn't looking. You got it right. You're funny. You funny, Cappy. 15 minutes. I'm wondering at what point should I jump in and mess up these guys' world. I hardly ever bid on things. I sell things on eBay. I don't buy them. the rare times that I buy anything on eBay, it's usually because I am trying to prove that someone is selling counterfeit merchandise for a band. And sometimes I report them to eBay. eBay won't do anything about it. So I will end up buying the counterfeit item, and then I have proof that they're doing it. And then we can go after them, because a lot of times they'll say, oh, well, I posted it, but we never sold any, and then find out they sold a whole bunch. And then we have to have eBay deal with them, because merchandise is about the only thing for a while that our band was making any money from. We're doing shows again now, but merchandise is still our primary thing. Hey, Dig, how are ya? Digging down. eBay. It's letting me know I have 13 minutes. I think I'm gonna wait till I have about 5, maybe. Penny roll hunting. Yep. Well, I'm doing something really weird. I'm trying to monitor an eBay auction for somebody else while I'm doing the pennies, and it's getting down to the wire on the auction, so I may disappear for a few minutes to see if I can make my friend's Christmas happen for him. There's my alarm. Let me turn that off. Yes, yes, I hear you. I hear you. Okay. Let's see what happens here. We have 12 minutes on the auction. I just hope I can get this. If I can't, I just send him his money back and say, hey, I did the best I could. You know, which is really the truth. It's really hard. Yep, moving back to Michigan, middle of January. Beats. They were trying to get me to do all this stuff, come up there in the middle of December, and I'm like, yeah, it's not going to happen. No, 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 no. NONONOO. Oh, no. That was not going to happen for a number of reasons. They wanted me just to come up there and sign the papers and then come back down here and wait. And I'm like, that's no. That's a no-no. So yeah, the hardest part right now is getting rid of things because I don't have a running car, and that's So I've been having little mini yard sales out in the hallway when the landlord's not here. Oh, it's funny. It's funny. Yesterday I was trying to sleep and I didn't even have stuff set up out there. And this one lady came and woke me up twice because she had seen something the other day and decided she wanted to know if I still had those items. Woohoo, Looter 8! Looter 8! Looter 8! I wonder what Looter 8. Yeah, I am so happy that I'm finally getting to move. I will tell you this, I'm not super big on apartment living, but I need to be up there. So I will take what I can get happily. 9 minutes. Bid has not changed yet. Y'all cross your fingers that I can get this for my friend. He doesn't have any way to bid on eBay, and I have his money. But yeah, I would feel bad if I had made a record that sold like millions of copies, but the original was on a little local label where he lived, and there was only like 250 of them, and he doesn't have one anymore because his house burned down. So we've been trying to find one for years. They just don't come up. I mean, you can figure out of the original 250, most of them have long since been destroyed. So somebody posted one, and so we're trying to get it for him. Oops, somebody. There's 4 bids on it now. And it's down to 7 minutes. And I don't know when to go. Let's see what the bids are. Well, I apologize for leaving you guys hanging like this, but when I scheduled the show to start at 6:30, I did not know I was going to be doing this for my friend. So once it's over, then we'll speed things up a little bit. Down to 5 minutes. Oh, this is why I don't buy. Oh, it's not for me, Florida. It's for my friend um, whose house burned down years back, and his original record that he paid $50 to record in a guy's living room and sold 1 million copies. Um, there were only 250 made on this particular label, and he doesn't have one because his house burned. So he rounded up some coinage. Actually, a bunch of people rounded up some coinage, and we found one being sold on eBay, and we're trying to get it for him because it's just a darn shame that his claim to fame he doesn't even own a copy of. And the auction ends in 4 minutes. So I'm thinking I need to jump in here. It's for my friend Q, and it's 96 Tears, but it's not 96 Tears on the national label. It's 96 Tears on the Mexican label that released it, 250 copies of it, and made him famous. And it just breaks our hearts that he lost his gold records, he lost everything in that house fire, lost his animals, lost everything. And okay, I'm gonna go for it. Another bidder is winning, increase your bid. Another bidder is winning, increase your bid. This guy really wants it. Okay, I am right now I got it with 2 minutes, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna get it. I have a certain amount of money that I was given to spend on it, and if I can't get it for that, we just can't get it for him because it's not my money. I know how much money they put in my PayPal. Some of his family members put some in. He put some in. Uh, so right now I am leading with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. But this guy could jump back in. I just really want him to have this, and his family wants him to have it, and it's just, like I said, I don't have the money to buy these kind of things. I'm hardly ever buying anything on eBay. I'm always selling on eBay. It's been a long time since I've actually bought anything. But like I said, I'm not buying it with my money. I'm buying it with theirs. He doesn't have internet, and one of his fans called him and said it was that there was a copy of him. Get this is something he has wanted ever since his house burned down. So some of his nieces and nephews, and we got it, I think. It says, please refresh the page. Oh, please, I hope we got it. It keeps telling me to refresh the page, and I have refreshed the page twice. I don't know why it's not refreshing. Ended. Where does it say who won? What is going on? Winning bid. Me! We got it for him. We got it for him for under the amount of money that everybody had contributed. Hallelujah. Ah, boy, somebody's going to have a good Christmas. I am so happy for him. Let me see. Where's my... I got to see which one of these I got to use. The last one that we saw up here was about 5 years ago, and it sold for twice as much. So we weren't sure if we'd be able to. I told them I'd do the bidding part, but they were going to have to do the paying part because I don't have money for that. Oh, hang on. Let me take care of this real quick. I want to make sure I get it paid for. And then I will tell them all and send them back the extra. Like I said, sorry for the interruption. I didn't know we were doing this when I advertised my show tonight, but all right, I gotta use the other one. Use that one. All right. Okie dokie. Make sure I got that right. Make sure I got that right. Confirm and pay. All right. As soon as it says I have paid, all right. It's not going to get there by Christmas, but that's okay. He'll be even more surprised. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we can do a show. It's the original version of 96 Tears by Question Mark and the Mysterians. It was on this little bitty Mexican label out of San Antonio, Texas called Pagogo, which they pressed 250 copies. And they sent them up to the band up in Saginaw in the Detroit area, and the guys in the band walked and drove around from radio station to radio station trying to get it played. It was actually recorded in Bay City, Michigan, but there's only 250 copies were made on that particular label, and a lot of them ended up in the trash can. They even tell a story about going to a radio station and um, trying to get the guy to play the record, and he took one look at them and realized they were of Mexican descent and just threw the record across the room, bounced it off the wall and into the trash can. So they ended up taking it across to Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and they found a place over there that would play their record. And then they got signed to a real record label and sold 8 million copies. Had a #1 hit with this song. But this is on the original label when there were only 250 copies. And the guy that wrote the song and sang the song and did everything with the song doesn't even have one because his house burned down. He lost his gold records for it. The record company stole all his money. So a bunch of people got together when we found out there was one on eBay because they're so rare. The last time we saw one was 6 years ago, and that one sold for over $400. His family and friends gathered up the money for this one, and I squeaked in at the end for $175 plus postage. So they sent me the money to do it. I didn't pay it out of any of my funds. Well, I put $10 in. I will confess I put $10 in. But he has a large family, and some of his fans chipped in, and because he's always been heartbroken about the fact that he lost his copy in the fire. He also lost his birds and his dogs and his whole house and his gold records, and he lost everything in that fire. So I'm very happy to sit there and watch that auction and help them get that record back into that family. Of course, he says we're all family, but all right, now we can finish doing our pennies and stuff. But yeah, when they got a hold of me to do it, I had already posted that I was starting my show at 6:30, and I said, well, when does this auction end? And they said 7:00. And I'm like, oh crud, how am I going to do that? But I know what it means. I know what having that record means. All the shows we have ever done that I have been involved with, people bring things for him to autograph, and I've only ever seen one copy of this record ever. So just being able to spot one anywhere, I check all the time for any of things related to his career. His brother and different family members will step up and get them. And well, I used to before I got too sick. I used to collect stuff from his band. In fact, that was how I became their publicist. Was I had a thing up on LinkedIn, and I had worked with another band for quite a while, and somebody told them that I was a big fan of theirs, and that I had a pretty good collection of photos and newspaper clippings and that kind of thing. And this was after his house had burned. So I got this phone call, and truly, I thought I was being pranked. Yeah, because I've been a fan of that band for so long, and I met them back in the '60s. But I thought I was being pranked. I truly did, until I actually um, was talking to them, and he said, you know more about my band than I do at this point. So I got hired, and that was the first time I went to Michigan. I flew up, and we did this really cool thing in Bay City where the mayor of Bay City made the song the official rock and roll song of Bay City. And then I flew back down to Florida and went back up and did 3 more shows with them because I had to go back to Florida. I was emptying my mom's house after she passed away. And I don't get paid anymore because the band hasn't been getting paid for some time. But they're starting to do shows again. And hey, Mike, I am still doing publicity for them, but I think now I'm also going to be the merch lady because we lost our merch person. James, are you old enough for Social Security or SSI or disability? Are you on any of those? Because if you are, you have other options besides Section 8 that you may not know about. And those options sometimes are less expensive for you in the long run. Because I'm not on Section 8, I'm on HUD USDA senior and disabled housing, and it's actually cheaper than HUD and apparently easier to get into. Oops, I just threw a 94 in the 82 box. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to throw the 82 in the right box though. Okay. You're in a HUD housing. Okay. You're already in one. Well, I did my interview today for I'm so happy because I'm basically in now. I just am not in until the second week of January because the people are moving out of the unit on the 28th, and then look what we got. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. I got a $2 bill here. Nice crispy one too. $2. I want my $2. Guess the date of the coin based upon the condition without going over. Closest one gets that $2 bill. Closest one will get that $2 bill. Well.
I want my $2!
my $2! I want my $2!
Anybody know what movie that comes from? The I want my $2? I know what movie it comes from. One of my favorite movies, actually. Pretty funny movie. Nope. That's not the name of the movie, Doug. That's who's yelling that I want my $2, but that's not the name of the movie. Find my pencil. I never have a pen or a pencil when I need one. I swear. Uh, 12, 18, 23. I can't believe it's almost 2024. Doug finally got his package. Did you like the bag, Doug? That was the best one I had. And I gave you that because it took me so long. Yay, Mike is correct. The movie was Better Off Dead. And it had one of the greatest lines in history in it, which now would be horribly politically incorrect. So please don't turn me in for repeating the line. But there's a line in it where the garbage guys are collecting the trash and are going down the road, and dude ends up falling into the back of the trash truck. And the black guy and the white guy on the garbage truck are just looking, and here's this teenage white boy laying in the garbage there, and the black guy looks over and says, "Well, look at that. Somebody threw away a perfectly good white boy." That is a funny movie. If you have not seen it, you really need to watch it. It is quite funny. Okay, let's see what we got here. Flip her over. And we have 1940. Okay, let's go back to where the numbers start. William's over, Mike's over, James is over, Doug's over, Dig's over. It looks like everybody's over. Everybody went over. It was older. Oh, well, maybe we'll find another one. I still have the $2 bill. Nobody winned. Too late. Can't guess once I've exposed it. All righty. I'm so happy about that thing that we got for my friend. I'm so thrilled because that thing is so scarce. And we tried 4 years ago was the last time. Yeah, it looked really good for a 40, didn't it, Mike? Yeah, the last time we tried to find one for him was 4 years ago, and we only had a budget of like $200, and the one that one sold for $400. And then a guy showed up at one of our shows with it, wanting to get it autographed. And I just wanted to cry, because We wanted him to have that so badly, and now he will have it, and it will no doubt probably end up at my house because I have all the most of his stuff. They've had 2 fires on their property, and I have a lot of his stuff it's his, and I frame it and I take better care of it than he does. But it could go to his brother's house too. It just depends what he decides he wants to do with it. But I think he'll be real happy to see that. Oh no, absolutely, William. We were tickled that a fan, and not just some guy selling records for profit. No, in fact, the guy actually flew in for this concert to get that record autographed. He flew all the way from New York to Michigan. So, oh no, we were not upset. We were sad that we were not able to get it for Q, but just seeing one, most of the fans have never even seen a copy of that record on that label. It was, I mean, nobody was going to give a contract back then to a bunch of Mexican migrant farm worker kids. You didn't do that. I mean, even though they are Americans, they were all born in America. Um, there was still a color barrier there. Well, good for you, Doug. I've been trying for 5, and I think I've got 1,000. I made my 1,000, but that's, well, looky here. This is really a crud bucket, but it is another Wheatie. So this one's going to be more fun. Guess the date on that one based on the reverse. This looks like something somebody dug out of the ground. Yeah, I sold another record last time. I'm selling my 45s. That's why it was so funny for me to be watching and bidding on one. Now, the one I sold last night wasn't particularly expensive, but if I can get $10 for one, that's pretty good. I'll take it. Because one thing I know for sure is I'm not strong enough to load this truck, and Sir Benji is not strong enough to load this truck. So I'm going to have to pay somebody to load the truck. Now, when I get to Michigan, I'm hoping I have some volunteers and don't have to pay, at least not so much, to load the truck. But got to do what I got to do. In the past, I have loaded it myself, but I am not physically able to do that anymore. So, that being said, okay, how many guesses have I got here? Ooh, you got a 45 out of your box, Dig? Out of the ones you're sorting through right now? Okay, it says there's 8 people in here. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, your Christmas card got there already? Cool beans. Yeah, some people are getting Christmas cards and some people aren't. And it's not a personal thing. It's I need to use them up. And if your prize that I had sitting here was in a small envelope that I could put in a Christmas card, then that's, oh, I put it in the box. Well, then you're probably going to get two, because I had another one that has just a couple of coins in it or something small that you won after I mailed the package. So yeah, the people that won $2 bills and things like that, I'm just putting them in Christmas cards. That way I don't have to spend so much to mail them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. Last chance. But all ashore that's going ashore. Oh my goodness. I hope we can even read what this is. This coin is really crudted up. Oh dear. We may never know. People say you shouldn't wash your coins, but really? How am I going to tell? I know it's 19 something. Oh, let me see if we can scrape some of it off with my fingernail or something. Believe me, I'm not going to hurt this coin. Zinc weedy. A stinking zinking weedy. I don't know if I can tell you what this is. Seriously. I'd be dipped. It's a crazy coin right here now. I'll be right back. I'm going to try to get some of this junk off here. It's covered in dirt, like it was dug out of the ground. So I've got a wooden toothpick here. I was trying to see if I can make any headway, but I don't think it's going to give up anything. I can't tell. Paper and a pencil, yeah, that's true. Goodness, something making me sneeze. Probably whatever I'm trying to get off of this penny here. First, I gotta find a pencil. I had one earlier. Oh my goodness. see a pencil. No pencil. Oh. Sorry, gang. Can't find a pencil. Oh well. And that was the last penny in that roll. We're going to do one more. And then I'm going to start working on some other stuff. Give it to James. No, I'm going to keep it until I find a pencil and try that. And then we'll just play another game with it. I did that similar thing with my great-grandfather's grave marker, only we didn't use paper and pencil. We used a piece of sewing interfacing called Pellon and got some of those great big fat crayons like you used in elementary school. Ooh, we're making a profit on this roll. There's a dime in it. Anyway, one of my cousins and I, by process of elimination, we knew the cemetery his marker was in, but we could not find it. And there were only 3 in there that you couldn't read. So we started doing the rubbing thing, and we were able to locate his marker that way, which that was back in the 90s, so by now it's probably completely illegible. And I tried to get the city to let me have a little plaque put on it that had his name and his wife's name, because she's buried there too. There's the dime I found in the roll. And they wouldn't let me do it. And I'm like, well, why not? It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to my family. We paid for it. So, raspberries to the city of Kewanee, Illinois, because I know who the other 2 people buried there besides my grandfather are, and they will not allow us to add a marker or add a plaque on his marker, nor will they allow us to repair his marker, which I think is stinky. I'm sure if I had enough money to have a lawyer, I could probably sue them and make them let me do it, but it's just, I don't understand. I don't understand government bureaucracy. Dirty. This is not looking good here. Ugh. Boy, something. I guess something on that penny. Ooh-wee. Oops. 81. Oops. So anyway, I'm really tired because I'm trying to do so many things at once in regards to this move, and Uh, Yesterday and the day before, I was just so worn out. All I did was sleep. It was bad news. I finally started feeling better today. But I got a long list of stuff I got to do. But when I get to Michigan, this whole channel is going to get a revamp. Because I'm going to have everything set up different where I can use the new camera, the new computer to its advantages, since my brother was nice enough to buy it for me. And I can set my lighting up better. And we just have us a good old time. One of these days I might. Oh, and I heard a rumor. I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything about it or not, but I heard a rumor that one of the Michigan channels wants me to notify them when we are rolling in to where I live, and they are going to do a live stream. So that could be interesting. That channel has a lot more viewers than I do, so maybe it'll help me get my watch hours. But yeah, that sounds fun. I got about 6 more pennies to go. I'm tired, guys. I got 3 necklaces I gotta make. I gotta make a phone call to Michigan. I got a lot of stuff to do before I get to go to bed tonight. So we're doing a shorty here. 82D large date. See, I haven't even gone through my 82s yet. I've just thrown them in a big bucket. I've got so many of them to go through. Well, I believe that's all I'm going to do tonight, because I is wore slap out. I really am tired. So, excuse me. Wednesday night. Oh, well, I'm going to save it till Wednesday night. Show you what Kevin K got me for Christmas, since it is detecting related. I'll show it on the detecting show, but it's an awesome thing, something I wanted. So on that note, I'm gonna go get some food, take my meds, try to get at least one of these necklaces done. I don't know why people wait till like the very last minute and they know I'm moving, and then they want to order something in time for Christmas. So that's what's happening right now, is I'm getting Christmas orders. So All righty, gang. Thank y'all so much for putting up with me. And I just really appreciate it. Keep your eyes out open for Christmas cards and that kind of stuff. And I will see you on Wednesday. Yeah, I am almost at the finish line, and boy, am I happy, because I got a whole nother set of stuff I got to do on the other end, getting my insurance uh, transferred over to Michigan and everything. But I am way closer to getting my treatments and everything, so can't be unhappy about that. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Much love to everybody. Come back Wednesday night, 6:30. Bye-bye.